To yesterday's lesson, what we have seen in the previous exercises is that the measuring the angle using using different systems, radian measure and degree measure we have seen, and based on those we have seen the problems also. Now next is the 10th class. What you have learned in your 10th class is different trigonometric ratios, sine, cos, tan, and their reciprocals. We'll be seeing that. And after that, what is that we have to understand is the position of that is the values of trigonometric ratios in different quadrants. What quadrants, please? Like first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. In different quadrants, how these trigonometric ratios behave, we must understand that. What does it mean by, like, if you take the first quadrant, all the trigonometric ratios will have the same sign. If you take the second quadrant, sine will be positive, cos will be negative. Third quadrant, both sine and cos are negative. Fourth quadrant, only cos positive, sine negative. Then how is it possible? How is it possible is the question here. That's what we are going to discuss. That's what we are going to discuss. Okay. See ya. Now, based on that theory part, what is that we are going to learn is this one, this exercise 3.2, what you have. Let me show you first your textbook. The second exercise 3.2, find the value of other 5 trigonometric functions in exercises 1 to 5 is there. If it is a first quadrant, you need not have to think anything about that. Construct a right angle triangle and find out the third side in every case. If you know the third side in every case, then you can write all the trigonometric ratios. But here, if you observe, if you observe, there is minus here. Just see that. And the x lies in the third quadrant he has given. Here, x lies in the second quadrant given. Here, x lies in the third quadrant given, fourth quadrant, second quadrant, like that. You can see here also you have minus there. So, based on all this, excuse me, based on all this, you have to learn some extra things what you do not have in your 10th class. So, let me go through that. So, let us say it is very nicely given in your textbook also, I have seen. Let us understand there itself so that it will be it will be like you have it takes that you have read your textbook also. That is the reason why I'm explaining this from your textbook itself. But whatever the objectives are there, for that I'll upgrade you to other levels. So let me show you first your textbook explanation only. It is nicely given. Let me come to that. So this is easily given. And after that, how do we understand this in the objective way also, I'll explain. So if you see this, it is a unit circle. Understand that first. It is a unit circle. What does it mean by a unit circle? Unit circle is that circle whose radius is 1 unit. Just check it out. Whose radius is 1 unit. That means OP is equal to 1. OP is equal to 1. Very, very important thing is that whenever OP is 1, the circle is a unit circle, as I said. And if you construct a right angle triangle here, this part is nothing but 90 degrees. You can see that this is nothing but 90 degrees. Sriram, is the screen visible to you clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or otherwise, I'll increase the size of it also. I can
No,
do
sir, it's
that.
good, sir.
It is 200%. Okay. I can still increase, I think. Yeah. It has become no need. Yeah, Let us come to this now. Yeah. So what is that I'm saying? If you see that a unit circle there, in the unit circle, if you consider a point on the circle as AB, how do you understand this? This A is nothing but the X coordinate and B is nothing but the Y coordinate if you understand it through coordinate geometry. So this A is said to be, in other words, it is said to be horizontal component. What does it mean by horizontal? Because it is lying on x-axis. Whatever the lengths are lying parallel to x-axis or on x-axis are said to be horizontal components. So A is equal to horizontal component. This is an important thing to be noted. When you take A as horizontal component, obviously what happens, B is nothing but vertical component. How vertical? The line is parallel to this height is parallel to y-axis. Whatever the line is lying on y-axis or parallel to y-axis is nothing but a vertical component. So here you have A as horizontal component and B as vertical component. Understand this clearly now, because you have learned in your lower classes itself. Cos x, here angle is taken to be x here. As you all know, cos x is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Now I can say cos x is equal to, do you tell me what is adjacent side here?
A. No, wait. Yeah, A.
A. And what is hypotenuse here? You can
One,
unmute yourself and you keep yourself unmute, please.
one,
Keep
one.
yourself unmute. One, A by one. So what is that? You have to understand this further. What we say, horizontal component means cosine. Always you will get this term in even physics also. So cos x is nothing but the horizontal component. And if you write sin x, sin x is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. What is opposite side here? B by 1. So you can say that B is equal to vertical component. Vertical component is nothing but sin x. So from now onwards, you will be understanding that horizontal component is cosine and vertical component is sine. I think I explained you this clearly, isn't it? Yes or no, please? Yes or no? Is it clear? Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself. Keep yourself
Yes,
unmute.
sir. Yes, sir.
Keep yourself unmute, Sriram. Keep yourself unmute.
Sir, mute only, sir.
No, it is you. You are making yourself mute. What
Oh,
I'm,
you mean unmute?
yeah, yeah. You always keep yourself unmute.
Ah, okay, sir. No,
Only,
I kept
you
it
are
mute
only,
because here,
you
my
are only,
sister, my mom will be always making some noises.
okay.
So,
In such case, you mute yourself.
ah, okay, sir. No,
In such case, you mute yourself. If you
okay, sir.
respond, no, I'll have more energy. That's why I'm
Ah,
asking.
okay, sir. No problem, sir.
Yeah. So cos x is horizontal component is A and sin x is vertical component B. This is what you have to understand. Now, let us understand clearly. Very nicely, you can understand this. Like what I'm saying, if x becomes 0, if x becomes 0, let me explain you. X becomes 0. What will be A then? You explain me. What will be A? X becomes 0. This will coincide with OA. Correct or not? This X becomes 0 means this line comes down. Which line? OP comes down. Just understand that what I'm explaining you is this one. I'll show you like this. This is OP now. OP. Because of this OP only, there is an angle formed here. What is the angle? X here. For example, this X becomes 0. X becomes 0. What happens to OP then? OP comes down and coincides with OA. Do you accept this or not if X becomes 0?
Yes, true.
So x is equal to 0, you are getting cos 0. What is cos 0 is nothing but horizontal component. Horizontal component, you can see it is 1. You have to understand this carefully. If you do not understand, you ask me, please.
Sir, can you please explain it once more?
Yeah, I'll do one thing. I'm taking it separately and I'll explain you that. Just follow this carefully. Just follow this carefully. Let us take this. Yeah. So, what is that happening here? There is a little confusion when you try to understand this because it is explained in a circle, and now what I do, I'm explaining it separately so that you will not have any confusion. Just say that. See, what is the unit circle? First of all, you tell me that, please.
Circle with radius 1.
Correct. Circle with radius 1 is nothing but a unit circle. That's what is shown there. Is it clear to you or not? You tell me first.
Yes, sir, totally clear.
Yeah. Now, what is x here? You tell me. What is x here? It is the angle made by OP with x-axis. It is an angle made by OP with x-axis is nothing but x. He named it as x. If you want to change it, you can change it as theta, no problem. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just mentioning that this one as OP in the as a ray. Now, if what I'm saying here, if I mention this as OA as a ray, what is the angle between OA and OP? That's what I'm asking you. X. It is given to be X here. Is it correct or not?
Correct,
Yes.
sir.
Now, what is A? Just now I explained you. What is A, please? A is horizontal.
Horizontal component.
Yeah, A is horizontal component, and that horizontal component is nothing but cos x, I said. And are you comfortable if I say horizontal component as cos x or not? If you do not understand, ask me, please.
Comfortable, sir. Understood, sir.
Sriram. So A is equal to cos x. Cos x is nothing but adjacent side by hypotenuse, because hypotenuse becomes 1, it becomes A by 1. So you have to understand that. You have to understand that this cos x is a horizontal component and it is given as A, length A, please. This one A. Similarly, what is B here?
Vertical component.
Yeah, vertical. Vertical component means you have to understand in physics generally it will be used further. You have to understand that. So vertical component is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. What is opposite side there? B. This is B by 1. What is B by 1? Horizontal component is cos x and
Sin
vertical
x.
component is sin x. This is what I explained. Are you there or not? Yes. Please tell me
Yes,
that.
sir. Understood, sir.
Are you comfortable with this one, Srira?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you apply Pythagorean theorem, what is that happening in the right angle triangle? You can see that a square plus b square is equal to 1. Apply the Pythagoras theorem. So that becomes a square plus b square equal to 1. Now, what is a square here? Cos square x. What is b square here? Sin square x. So cos square x plus sin square x equal to 1. So this is the formula which you already know. Correct or not? By taking the
Right, sir.
unit circle, you will get cos square x plus sine square equal to 1 using Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now, just understand what happens. This x, you can see what that is. What is that? I was explaining you. This x varies from 0 degrees to 90, 90 to 180, 180 to 270, 270 to 360. Like this, it varies. Correct or not? Similarly, if it goes for the second cycle, that x varies from 360 plus 360, it goes to 720. If this x varies again, 720 plus 360 again, 1080, like that, it takes any number of revolutions. But what is that happening? Whatever the revolution it is, in the first cycle, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, all right. In the second cycle also, again, it enters into first, second, third, and fourth. In the third cycle also, it enters into first, second, third, and fourth. So there is no difference there. So what is that we are discussing first? We are discussing first with the first cycle for different values of x I'm discussing now. See here, what is that first? X0 means what? You tell me first. That's what I need from you. X is equal to 0 means what happens to this angle here? X0 means it collapses. It collapses. Correct or not? X is equal to 0. This OP collapsed now. And
OP and OA are same.
OP coincides with what? OA. Do you accept this or not? This coincides with the OA. Correct, no? What is the
Yes, sir.
length of OA, please? Because it is a unit circle. He has mentioned clearly that it is 1, 0. Why 1, 0 on x-axis? Y coordinate is 0. On x-axis, y coordinate is 0 because you have a length of 1 unit here. X is taken to be 1 unit and y is 0. Similarly, if you take this point here, do you tell me what are the coordinates here? Here, of course, it is mentioned as 0, 1. Y is 0, 1. No x moment here. Only y moment is there. No x moment from origin. From origin, if you count now, there is a moment of 1 unit for x. There is no moment of vertical moment here. That is why this becomes 0. And if you take this point now, there is no horizontal movement from origin. From origin, there is no horizontal movement. 0 horizontal movement. And vertical movement is 1. That is why it becomes 0, 1. 0, 1. And if you take this point here, see here, see, just to see that, see, and horizontal movement is there. But negative x-axis side, -1. No vertical movement. No vertical movement, and hence it becomes 0. Coming to this now, coming to this again. Now this point D, if you see horizontal movement, no horizontal movement, because from the origin we count always. Why do we call this as origin? We call this as origin because from this point only, from this point of intersection only, we count everything x coordinate and y coordinate. That is why it is called origin of reference. Reference point, origin of reference. From origin, no horizontal movement, only vertical movement downwards. So that is why no horizontal movement means 0 and vertical movement is 1, 1. But below x-axis, that is why it is -1. Again, it reaches here. So now, first of all, you tell me whether you understand A, B, C, D or not.
Understood, sir.
Perfectly,
Yes, sir.
Sriram? Sriram, your
Yes,
voice
sir.
is not audible, Sriram.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is it clear, Sriram? If you say okay, I'll move forward then.
Okay, sir. You can move
Right. Now, let us understand this. What happens if x is 0? What happens if x is pi by 2? What happens if x is 180? What happens if x is 270? What happens if x is 360? That's what we are interested to know. Okay. But before that, what is the point that is to be remembered here? You tell me now, what is horizontal component in trigonometry? Cos x.
Cos x,
What is vertical component in trigonometry?
sin x.
Sin x. Remember that. So here, horizontal component means cos x, vertical component means sin x. Now let us move on. Okay. Now, what is that I'm doing? I'm now just interested to find out the values of sine and cos in the first quadrant. First quadrant. So first quadrant we are taking up. In the first quadrant, what is what I'm doing? X is equal to 0. Or x is equal to 0 is nothing but the positive x-axis. Positive x-axis. X equal to 0 means it OP coincides with OA. OP coincides with OA. That's what I'll show you that. OP coincides with OA means this OP will be coming down because here it is angle is given to be 0 and hence this comes and coincides with OA. OP is equal to OA. Now you tell me x is equal to 0. What is the horizontal component? Horizontal component is cos 0.
1.
1. That's what I need from you. Sriram, you tell me whether it is clear or not. Cos 0, 1. Similarly, you tell me sine 0. What is sine 0? Vertical component. Do you have any vertical
No
component
vertical
here?
component.
No vertical
No
movement
vertical
here.
component.
So that is why it becomes 0. Clear?
0. Yes.
Now, first quadrant x is equal to 0. Now let us move on to x is equal to pi by 2. You will be telling me that. And after me deriving this, I'll show you again the entire values there in your textbook itself. Now, x is equal to pi by 2. You tell me now, what happens to cos 0? That is, what happens to x equal to pi by 2 means this OP comes here now. I'm clearing this. I'm clearing this part now. Clearing this part. Now, what is that? You have to understand. This is OP. Is making an angle x. Now I made x is equal to pi by 2 means that OP comes here and coincides with OB. That means this OP comes here and coincides with OB. Then x becomes pi by 2. This is what I mean to say here. This is what I mean to say here. This is 90. Okay. When it happens to be 90, you tell me now what will be, I'll write it here as x equal to pi by 2. Just a moment. X is equal to pi by 2. Now, what will be cos pi by 2? Come on, tell me that. Is there any vertical movement from the origin of reference here? Is there any vertical movement from the origin of reference here? No. No horizontal movement. No. Only vertical movement is there. No horizontal movement means your cos pi by 2 becomes 0. And do you tell me what will be sine pi by 2 then?
1.
1. Sriram,
Yes, sir.
you have to confirm whether you understand it or not. No? Sriram,
Yes, I understand, sir.
should I explain it again?
No, sir. No, actually, your voice is breaking. That's why.
Okay. Now, let us see the next angle. It's clear. Now, what is that? What is your learning here? Cos 0, 1, sine 0, 0, cos pi by 2, 0, sine pi by 2, 1. These are the values you already know, and I have shown those values in the unit circle, Now, I'm moving on to the next part of it. So, let us see that next part here. What is the next part for this? Now, we did the quadrant. I'm counting here quadrant angles. Here it is x is equal to 0 degrees. Here it is x is equal to pi by 2 or 90 degrees. Here it is x equal to, any one of you please, pi here, 180 degrees. Here x is
2 pi.
equal to, any one of you,
2 pi.
3 pi by 2 beta, 3 pi by 2.
3 pi.
90 plus 90, 180 plus 90, 270. Now it becomes again 360. So what is that you have to understand? 0 degrees and 360 degrees takes the same position. That means it takes a complete revolution. One complete revolution gives you 0 to 360. Now these are called quadrant angles. What are the quadrant angles? 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, 360 degrees are said to be quadrant angles. They are said to be quadrant angles. Okay. Now, what is that we are now getting is that x is equal to pi beta. X is equal to pi. Let us say x is equal to pi now. That is second quadrant I'm talking about. Let me write that. Let me write that. One moment. One moment. Quadrant 2. Quadrant 2, you tell me the quadrant angle of quadrant 2, please. It lies between pi by 2 and pi. Don't forget that. Pi by 2, we did it already. Pi by 2, we did it already. Now moving on to this point here, that becomes pi. Correct or not? So up to this, it is pi by 2. Now we are talking about horizontal component here. Horizontal component. What is horizontal component? That is cos x. So cos x is nothing but cos pi here. Cos pi. So let us see that. Let us see that. This is OP. You know, this OP will be now coinciding with this. If x is equal to pi, if x is equal to pi, what happens, you know, that will come and that will coincide with the negative x-axis. That will coincide with the negative x-axis. This one. I can ask you to remember these values, but I don't like that. That is why I'm telling you the proof. Generally, proof is avoided by the teachers.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Proof
some
is
teachers may avoid it.
Huh?
Yeah, many of them avoid like proofs.
Many of them
They
avoid.
told, some proofs are like, they used to tell some proofs are not important.
So
But
if
some
you
proofs are important. Like
if you think like this, you need not have to by heart, and your logical thinking will also be improved. That is why I'm teaching you like that. So cos pi, what happens here when this is coinciding? When this is coinciding with negative x-axis, what is a horizontal component here? This one. What is the horizontal
-1.
component? -1. So cos pi becomes -1. Is there any vertical component there? Is there any vertical movement here? No
No.
vertical movement. No vertical movement. So sin pi becomes 0. Correct or not? So in quadrant 2, quadrant 1 lies between 0 to pi by 2. Quadrant 2 lies between pi by 2 to pi, pi by 2 and pi. That's what we have written. This second quadrant angle is cos pi -1, sin pi 0. It is done. Now let us move on to Q3. What I mean to say by Q3, please?
Quadrant 3.
Quadrant 3. Q3 is x is equal to 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2. Maurya,
Yes, sir.
is there any confusion for x equal to 3 pi by 2 there?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah. Now, quadrant 2, if you take x equal to 3 pi by 2, what I'm interested, Sriram, you have to tell me this. Cos 3 pi by 2 and sin 3 pi by 2 values I'm interested in. Now I'll show you through the diagram also. I'll show you through the diagram also. Just a moment. Just a moment so that you can comfortably answer this. See, what is it? This is
OD.
OD. Come on, tell me now, what is a horizontal component there? Horizontal component is to be counted from the origin of reference always. Origin of reference always. Is there any horizontal movement for this O here? The horizontal movement here is OA. The horizontal movement to OB is 0. Horizontal movement to OC is -1. Horizontal movement to OD, I'm asking you. Horizontal movement to OD. Any horizontal movement of O? No horizontal movement. This is horizontal. This is horizontal.
So 0.
There is no, that's what it is. So what is cos 3 pi by 2 then? 0. Correct or not?
Yes, correct.
Similarly, do you tell me what is sin 3 pi by 2? Sine 3 pi by 2 means vertical component. Vertical component. I have shown it through the arrow mark here. This is a vertical component. What is a vertical component here? Always remember x coordinate is horizontal component. Horizontal
0.
component is cosine. Always remember
Cosine.
vertical component is y.
Y
Y is
coordinate.
nothing
So
but
-1.
minus 1. Y is nothing but
The
the
sine 3 pi by 2 is -1.
minus 1. That's good. That's good now. Okay.
Yeah.
Similarly, if you go for Q4, please. Q4. Let us see Q4 now. What is Q4? Quadrant 4 I'm talking about. So let us understand that. Q4. Come on, tell me now. Q4, please. Q4 angle. Angle is x is equal to 360 degrees. I mentioned it. 360 means a complete revolution. One complete revolution. Now I'm changing this arrow mark there for your better understanding. For your better understanding, I'm changing this arrow here. This arrow, after making a complete revolution, again it coincides with OA. After one complete revolution. For your better understanding, what I'm doing, I'm giving you uh, different arrows like this. I want to show you that this is O OC. This is done with. This is OD. This is done with. Again, this will coincide with OA. This is what I'm showing separately like that. Separately like that. Come on, you tell me now. If x is equal to 360, now what do we call horizontal component in
Cos.
trigonometry? Cos.
Cos.
Come on, tell me now. What should be cos 360 here?
Cos 360 is equal to 1. Sin 360 is equal to 0.
That's good. There is no vertical movement here. So these are said to be quadrant
So we should
angle.
remember that
Huh?
cos is x axis. So x coordinate and sine is y.
Correct.
So that it will be easy for us.
Exactly. 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 That's what. Horizontal component is cosine. That cosine
Yeah.
is nothing but x coordinate. And vertical
Yes.
component is sine. That sine is nothing but y. Good.
Y.
Good. So these are called quadrant angles. These are called quadrant angles.
Quadrant
And
angle.
you can see the different signs also. Now we will be seeing. Let us understand now from your textbook, and then we will move on to the next concept. Next concept. I think it is clear for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm moving out from this now. Yeah. Now let us see. This is what given here. And cos square x, how this cos square x plus sine square x becomes 1, please? Any one of you?
Pythagoras theorem.
That's it. That's it. So, because in the Pythagoras theorem, square on the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. So, a square plus b square is equal to 1. But what is a horizontal component? What is horizontal component? Is cosine.
Cos.
What is vertical component? Sine. So, cos square x plus sine square x becomes 1. Okay. Now, let us understand this. This is what I explained you now. This is what I explained you now. It is just see that, and remember, you need not have to by heart this. It is very simple. First quadrant angles is first positive x-axis, cos 0, 1, sine 0, 0. And second, this is acute angle. This is, it's a right angle. Right angle is cos pi by 2, 0. And sine pi by 2, 1. And next, coming to the negative x-axis, cos pi minus 1, horizontal component, sine pi, vertical component, 0. Coming to third, negative y-axis, negative y-axis. Cos 3 pi by 2, no horizontal movement, 0. And sine 3 by 2, 3 pi by 2, only vertical movement, but the downward direction on the negative y-axis, that is why -1. And cos 2 pi, sine 2 pi, again coincides with the 0. 0 and 2 pi are one and the same. They are formed with positive x-axis, and hence you can observe their values also same. Cos 0, 1, sine 0, 0. Cos 2 pi 1 and sine 2 pi 0. Sine 2 pi 0. These are called the quadrant angles. One complete revolution it takes. One complete revolution. Where from we have started? We have started at 0 and ended at 2 pi. 2 pi is nothing but 360. So 0 to 3. What is the angle at the center of a circle, please? What is the angle at the center of a circle?
360.
360. That's what we did. That's what we did. 0, 90, and 180, 270, 360. These are called quadrant angles. These are called quadrant angles. So we have got the values of different quadrant angles here. Okay, let me check once. Let me check once. Both of you, let me check once, please. Come on, tell me now. I need quadrant angles here. What are the quadrant angles? First of all, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Come on, tell me now. Cos 0. First, we'll start with Maurya. Cos 0.
1.
1.
1.
Sin 0.
0.
Good. Cos pi by 2.
Cos pi by 2 is 0.
0. Because only vertical movement. Only vertical movement. No horizontal movement. Cos pi by 2, please. Again, repeat. Cos pi by 2.
Cos pi by 2 is 0.
0. Sin pi by 2.
Sin pi by 2 is 1.
1. Vertical movement. Vertical movement.
Vertical movement.
Okay. Now, let us come to pi now. 180. What is cos pi?
Cos pi is negative 1.
Negative 1. Good. And sin pi?
0. No horizontal movement.
Yes.
Vertical movement.
You're right. You're right. Similarly, next angle, 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 means downward. Downward. Downward means on negative y-axis. 0 comma minus 1. 0 comma minus 1. As Sriram said, 0 is x coordinate. X coordinate is nothing but cosine. And minus 1 is vertical component. And vertical component is nothing but y. Y is nothing but sine. That's what it is. Come on, tell me now. What is cos 3 pi by 2?
Cos 3 pi by 2 is 0.
0. And sine 3 pi by 2?
Minus 1.
Minus
Minus
1.
1. That's good. Now cos 360 now. Cos 360. Complete.
Cos 360 is 0.
Cos 360 again.
0.
That coincides with positive x-axis. Coincides with positive x-axis. I'll show you for your understanding. I'll show you that. Just say this. What is that happening? You have little confusion there. It is very simple. Very simple. This is taking up, coming down, second quadrant, third quadrant, again move to first quadrant, is just touching OA again. That means whatever the coordinates of OA are there, that will be the coordinates of 360 rotation also. 360 rotation also. That means you have to think like this. So your 0 is same as 360.
Sir, cos 360.
So this is 360. Come on, tell me cos 360.
So 1.
Oh, just a moment. I did not share the screen. I written just a moment.
Sir, I left the meeting by mistake. Some network error. Rejoined again.
Yeah. Yeah, now you can see. Now you can see. This is 0 degrees. From 0 degrees, it is started, reach 90, again 180, again 180 to 270, again 270 to 360. So that means 0 and 360 are coinciding or not?
Yes.
0
Yes.
and 360 are coinciding. That means whatever the values of 0 are there, the same will be there for 360 also. That's what I mean to say. So you tell me now, what is cos 0?
Cos 0 is 1.
What is sin 0?
0.
0. You tell me what is cos 360 now.
1.
Same. Sin 360.
Still 0.
That's it. That's it. Let us now come to Sriram. Sriram, you tell me now. First quadrant angle, that is first, I'm starting with 0. Tell me cos 0, please.
Which quadrant?
Cos 0. 0 means this is 0 means it coincides with positive x-axis.
So it's 1.
1. Good. And sin 0?
Sin 0 is 0.
0. Very good. Very good. You caught it. Like you understood now. That is, this 1 is belonging to cos and 0 is belonging to sine. You understood that, no? Very good. Now you tell me similarly, what is sine cos pi by 2? Cos pi by 2.
Cos 5 by 2.
It reaches
It's
positive y-axis.
1.
Cos pi by 2. Again, repeat. Cos
1.
pi by 2. This is the point. Cos pi by 2. You said no. What did you say?
Oh, sorry. Cos 5 is 0.
0. What is sin pi by 2?
It's 1.
1. Again, now you come to pi now. Pi. What is that? Cos pi, please. Cos pi.
Cos 5.
This one.
So it's minus 1.
Good. Sin pi. Sin pi.
It's 0.
0. That's good. Similarly, what is cos 3 pi by 2?
0.
0. And what is sin 3 pi by 2?
Minus 1.
That's good. Similarly, now where Maurya got confused is this one. I asked him about 360 now. 360 means one complete revolution.
Circle.
Like this.
Yeah,
One
revolution,
complete revolution. When it takes one complete revolution, that OP coincides with OA. That means
Yeah,
it rotates like
so it is-
this, and finally it comes with, it coincides with OA. And you tell me now, what is cos 360?
Is it 1?
Yes, not is it 1, it is 1 only,
Okay.
because it is horizontal component.
Yeah.
What is sin 360?
It's 0.
0. I think there's no confusion in this one.
No, sir.
So what is your observation here? Just see. For pi by 2, for 0, for pi, for 3 pi by 2, for 2 pi. Let us write this now. For sine and cos. Okay. We will fill it now so that you will not be forgetting. Just you visualize this. Visualize this so that you will not be forgetting. Yeah. Yes. I'm coming to you now. This is the table. What I'm doing now, we are writing the sine and cosine values for the quadrant angles. We are writing sine and cosine for the quadrant angles. I'm just erasing this. I'm just erasing this. And I'm just checking your memory now. Come on, tell me now. Come on, tell me. Sine 0, please. Both of you can respond.
0.
0.
Cos 0.
1.
Yes, that's good. Sine 0, 0. Cos 0, 1. Just it will be reversed. That's it. Sine pi by 2, 1. Cos pi by
1.
2, 0.
0.
What is cos pi? Negative x-axis side,
Minus
1. Oh, sorry, just a moment. I wrote wrong there.
0.
Yeah,
Ah,
0
yeah,
it is.
0.
The cos pi is 0. Minus 1.
Minus 1.
Minus 1. Sine 3 pi by 2.
It is -1, right? No, no.
2. It's no 1.
1.
No, downwards.
0.
Take it
Sign
away.
is yeah,
So
yeah.
-1 only.
Minus 1. Minus 1. Minus
Minus
1.
1. Good.
Okay.
Cos 3 pi by 2.
0.
Cos equal to 0.
No horizontal movement. Again, you tell
2
me
pi.
sine 2
0
pi.
and 1.
Yes, that's right. I think it is clear for you now. Now, if you know this, automatically you can write the values of tan. Why I insisted upon only sine and cos, you need not have to learn tan separately, because it is the division of sine and cos only. Tan is nothing but division of sine and cos only, and rest of them obviously the reciprocals. I need not have to explain you that, because you have learned in your lower classes itself. So here, let me understand from you what is tan, please.
0. Tan 0 is 0.
Good. Let us come to Sriram now. Sriram, tan 0, 0 by 1. 0 by 1 is 0. Come on,
0.
tell me what is tan pi by 2, please. It is said to be
1. No,
undefined.
0. Not defined.
Not defined. We'll simply
Because 1
say
by
this
0.
as
Anything divided by
undefined.
0 is not defined.
Okay. Or otherwise, you can simply put a dash like this, undefined.
Yeah, hyphen.
Come on, tell me next, Maurya.
0.
Tan
0.
by 0, that's
0.
good. What is tan 3 pi by 2? Undefined.
Hyphen. Dash. You can put.
And what is tan 2
0.
pi,
0.
please? 0. And obviously, the rest of them are
We can.
simply the reciprocals. Rest of
Yes.
them are simply the reciprocals. So
Reciprocals.
we can have those reciprocals also comfortably, like what? Like what? Let me write cot, or let us go in the downward direction. Tan reciprocal cot, cos reciprocal secant, and sine reciprocal cosecant. Okay, now let us understand this. Yeah, it is very easy for you now. You can say that comfortably. That is, come on, tell me now. Cot, please, just reciprocal of tan only. Just reciprocal of
1.
tan only. Ha. Again, Sriram, you tell
Cot
me.
0 is 1.
No. Reciprocal of tan means 1 by 0, not defined.
Not defined.
Yeah.
So it is 0. That one is 0.
This one is
Pi
cos
by
by
2 is
sine. Maurya, cos by sine. Cos by sine means 1 by
Yes,
0,
sir. Yes,
not
sir. Just
defined.
this. Yeah.
And cos by sine, it is 0.
0.
And this is cot
Not
pi,
defined.
please.
Not defined. Not defined.
And tan
0.
pi, 0 by minus 1.
0. 0.
And
Next
cot
one is not
2
defined.
pi, this is 1 by 0,
Not defined.
not defined.
Nice order.
Secant reciprocal of cos, please, 1 only.
1.
Secant pi by 2, not
0
defined.
by 1.
By
Not
1.
defined.
Not defined.
Reciprocal
1
of
by
this,
1 is -1 only.
minus 1. And
-1
reciprocal
only.
of this, not defined. Reciprocal
defined.
of this, 1.
1.
Tell me
1.
cosecant, please, now. Reciprocal of sine,
Not defined.
not defined.
Not defined.
1.
1.
1.
Yeah,
Not defined.
not defined.
Not defined.
-1.
Minus
-1.
1.
Not defined.
Not defined.
That's it. So we have taken all the trigonometric ratios now. Okay.
Yes.
So we will be now understanding this one from this one. Just check it out carefully, carefully. For all these, what is that happening? If it is clear observation, you have to say this. For 0, you are getting 0. For pi, you are getting 0. For 2 pi also, you are getting 0. I'm talking about sine. Similarly, for pi by 2, cos becomes 0. I'm talking about zeros, beta. I'm talking about zeros. For pi by 2, you're getting 0. For 3 pi by 2, also you're getting 0 for sine. For sine, I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about 0 cases. I want to generalize this. That is the reason why I'm talking about this. Just say that. Similarly, this one. Similarly, this one. Similarly, this one. This one. You can observe, for sine and tan, it is same. Correct, no? For cos and cot, it is same. Are you with me or not?
Yes, sir.
So now, what is that I'm concluding here is this. See, sine 0, sine pi, sine 2 pi is 0. Accept it, please.
True.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, if I ask you a question like this, what is sine 3 pi? What is sine 4 pi? What is sine 5 pi? If I ask you, what is that you say?
0.
Yes, exactly. Why is it so? Why is it
Sine
so?
pi into
Any
x.
multiple of pi, any integral multiple of pi, sine becomes 0, and hence you can say that, sine x is equal to 0 means you can write x is equal to n pi, where n belongs to z. What is this z here? Any integer. For any integral multiple of n, this x sine x becomes 0. This is the conclusion. Of course, further you have trigonometric equations and all. There we will have more and more detailing there. Now let me check the next one with you. Like what? See, what is cos pi by 2? My question to you, what is cos pi by 2 and what is cos 3 pi by 2?
0.
It is there in the table. This is 0. This is 0. Correct or not? We are talking about
Yes, correct.
0 cases. We are talking about 0. Correct or not? Now,
Yes, sir.
my question to you, if I write cos 5 pi by 2, Sriram, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Is equal to cos 7 pi by 2 is equal to cos 9 pi by 2. If I write, what should be its value?
0.
0. That's correct. Why? For all odd multiples of pi by 2, it happens. So I can now conclude that cos x is equal to 0 implies your x must be an odd multiple of pi by 2, 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, where n belongs to z. Just confirm, please, whether you understand this or not. And first of all, you tell me whether 2n plus 1 is an odd number or not. Whether you know this or not, you confirm,
Yes,
please.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We know, sir.
Sriram, you have to tell
Yes,
me
sir.
that. If you do not understand, I'll explain
Yeah,
you how
understood.
that becomes. Do you know,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sriram?
Yes, sir. No, voice is breaking. That is why.
Every odd multiple of pi by 2, cosine becomes 0. That's what I'm saying. So whenever sine x is 0, you can comfortably write x equal to n pi. Any integral multiple of pi, sine becomes 0. Any odd integer, any odd integer multiple of pi by 2, cos becomes 0. These two you must understand. The same can be extended to tan, because you can see tan is there. 0, sine 0, sine 0, tan 0, sine 0, tan 0. So for tan and sine, it is same. Okay, little higher level learning. Anyway, you will be doing all this again in trigonometric equations. Like you have quadratic equations, no? Similarly, you have trigonometric equations also. We'll be doing that. Okay, now, should I erase this? If you understand, I'll move forward.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, erasing this. Now, that is what the explanation you can have from this diagram. Okay. So, now let us see other parts of it. Other parts of it. Uh, we will be in the next session. We will be learning. That's what I have explained to this. This to just recollect it. Recollect it, please. Just see. This one only I explained, you know. What is this? Sin x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to n pi, where n is any integer. Cos x is equal to 0 implies x is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, where n is an integer. Do you understand this or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I explained you. That's what I explained you. Okay. Now coming to the next part of it, we will see what is that. These are the reciprocals, you know. I need not have to explain you that. Now from this one only, these three, you know, I need not to explain you just now. We have seen sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. From this only this will be derived. How this is derived, you know, very, very simple. Very, very simple. Divide throughout with cos square x. Sin square x plus cos square x divided by cos square x divided by cos square x. That is, we are dividing both sides with cos square x. Can we do like that? Yes, we can do. If you know cos x is not
Yes.
equal to 0. If you know cos x is not equal to 0, you can divide like that. So if you divide this one, what is sin by cos, please? Sin by cos.
Sin by cos is tan square.
What is cos square by cos square? 1.
1
1. What is again 1 by cos square? Secant square.
sec square reciprocal.
Reciprocal of cos is secant square. So from the first formula, sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1, you have got 1 plus tan square x is equal to secant square x. Do you tell me how to get the third formula then?
Divide by sin.
Square x. That's good. Sriram,
Yes, sir.
instead of dividing with cos square x, if you divide with sin square x, no, you will get the third formula.
Okay.
What is it? 1 plus cot square x is equal to cosecant square.
Cos 6 square x.
So these three formulae, I think you have in your 10th class itself, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But the application, it differs. Like in the objective pattern, how do we make use of this? I discussed this in the introduction class. If you remember well, I took some questions also, how the question will be in the board level, how the question will be in the JE main level, how the question will be in the JE advanced level. I discussed this. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these three formulae we are going to apply in the next problems. Okay, now this is the table just now I gave you, and I need not have to mention you the values of 30, 45, and 60, 90 for different trigonometric ratios, sine, cos, and tan, because you have learned this already in your 10th class itself. This part is known to you, and this part is new to you. First part is known to you. Second part is now, just now we derived it. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Right. So we will now see the next part, sine of different trigonometric functions. This we will discuss in the next session. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Like what? Like what? Let me explain you that. Like what? What will be cosine of minus x? What will be sine of minus x? He's saying that cosine of minus x is plus cos x. He's saying that sine of minus x is minus sine x. How is it possible? Very simple, I'll tell you. Very simple, I'll tell you. You tell me what is horizontal component, trigonometric ratio for horizontal component?
Cos x.
Cos. So what is minus x means? It is negative angle. Negative angle means clockwise direction. This one. This one. Do you observe that? Negative direction. This is negative direction. Negative direction. This is positive direction. Positive direction is anti-clockwise direction. So what is that happening? If you observe carefully, this horizontal component never changes, even it is clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Just see. In the above triangle, this is base. In the below triangle also, this is base. So same horizontal component. That is why whether it is cos of plus x or cos of minus x, it won't change. That is why he equated them. Cos of minus x is equal to plus cos x only. But what is that happening? Just observe the vertical component. Vertical component here, positive for plus x. Vertical component here, negative for minus x. So here it differs. Sign of plus x in sign of minus x differs. Sign of minus x is negative here. Just see, negative. So that is why sign of minus x becomes minus sin x. Sign of minus x becomes minus sin x. Anyway, I'll explain with more and more details in the next session from this point. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay,
we
sir.
will see this in the next session. But I gave you, I think I asked you to work out some worked out examples.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before exercise 3.1.
Did you,
Yes, sir.
Sriram?
Yes, sir.
You finished the worked out examples?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll continue in the next session from that part, the signs of different trigonometric ratios in the clockwise direction angle and anti-clockwise direction angle. Okay, see you both of you in the next session.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Bye, sir.